Damn, you failed yet another prop challenge. Let me be the first to tell you, if you continue trading the way you're doing, you will never see these kinds of results. I know that's harsh, but someone needs to tell you the truth. I have some good news though. I've got a simple 6-step process that'll finally get you funded and keep you funded. But if you miss a single step, you can kiss getting funded goodbye. Step 1. Here's the thing everyone gets wrong. You can't just wing it and hope for the best. You need a proven trading plan, what we call an edge, before you even think about touching a prop firm challenge. This means backtesting your strategy on at least 12 months of historical data. You need to know your win rate, your average risk to reward, and most importantly, your maximum drawdown. If your system can't show consistent profitability over a full year of data, you're not ready, period. Think of it this way. Would you open a restaurant without knowing if people actually like your food? Same principle applies here. Now let's talk about choosing your prop firm wisely. Not all firms are created equal, and this decision can make or break your success. I recommend FTMO, but here's what makes them the best in the game.
So FTMO is an online prop firm. They started in 2015, so about 9 years ago. They're probably one of the leading prop firms right now. They have great trading conditions, 24-hour customer support, but most importantly, if you follow their rules, they do pay out their traders. So in order to access this account, you're required to pass a challenge that tests your trading skills. You have a 10K account, 25K account, 50K, 100K, and 200K. So usually there's 2 phases for the challenge. You have a phase 1 and a phase 2. So in the first phase of the challenge, you need to achieve a 10% profit. So let's say you went for a 100K account. What this means is you need to achieve $10,000 in profit in order to pass. So just an FYI, a lot of people fail the challenge because they hit the 5% max daily loss. I've certainly done it before, so it's one of those things that you really need to be careful of. I recommend taking the time to read through all of this on the FTMO website. And if you have any questions, definitely use the live chat because the live chat is really good and it's 24/7. So once you pass the phase 1, you will receive an account for the phase 2 of the challenge. And in the phase 2, you still have the 10% maximum loss and 5% max daily loss, but there's a 5% profit target. So you need to make $5,000 to pass phase 2, which is much easier than phase 1. So there's unlimited trading days, so you can take as long as you want for the challenge. So the great thing about FTMO is when you pass and you get your first payout, your challenge fee is actually refunded with the first payout. When you pass a challenge, which I'm sure eventually you'll do, and you get a live funded account, there's no profit target, but there is still the 10% max loss and 5% daily loss.
Use my special link in the pinned comment or description to get access to their 100K account. This is where most people mess up big time. They see that 10% profit target and suddenly they're trading like they're at a casino, trying to hit it as fast as possible. Stop doing that. Most quality firms have removed time limits anyway, so there's literally no rush. Trade your system at your normal pace. If your back-tested system makes 2 to 3% per month consistently, stick to that rhythm. The target will come naturally if you just focus on following your rules. Rushing is what turns profitable traders into gambling addicts. But here's the thing, even if you're patient with your targets, there's still one massive mistake that'll tank your account faster than you can say margin call. Keep watching because step 4 is going to save you from the risk management trap that catches 90% of traders. Next up, risk management. Keep this stupidly simple. Risk 0.5% to 1% per trade, maximum. That's it. I don't care what some YouTube guru told you about risking 5% to pass faster. That's exactly the mindset that'll blow your account in 3 trades. These gimmicky, all-in strategies always lead to revenge trading when you inevitably hit a losing streak. Consistency beats aggression every single time in this game. Now you might think having solid risk management is enough to pass. Actually, let me bring in one of the best prop traders online to explain this concept even better. Here's what he had to say about risk management.
I've personally failed and passed a bunch of different challenges and received payouts from various different prop firms, including 17 payouts from FTMO alone. So the first tip is don't risk too much, but at the same time, don't risk too little either. So prop firms don't really like it when you risk too much. So for example, if you're risking 4% or 5% per trade, the prop firm may send you a warning, they may deny your payouts or reduce your leverage. So while most prop firms don't explicitly say on their website you can't risk more than 4% per trade, when you get to a payout, they'll review your account and they will penalize you for taking excessive risk. On the flip side, if you're risking too little, so for example 0.2% per trade, this can lead to what I call death by 1,000 cuts. So being too conservative can drag out the challenge for months and leave you demotivated. So for example, let's say you want to achieve 5% in profit for your payout. So that means that you have to pass a phase 1 for 10%, another phase 2 for 5%. So that means in total you have to achieve 20% in profit. So let's say you take 3 trades per week and you have a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio and a 50% win rate. So assuming you're a profitable trader and you risk 0.2% per trade, it will take over 14 months to achieve that 20% profit target. So you might be thinking, okay, I don't want to risk too much, but I also don't want to risk too little. So what is a nice sweet spot? So a good sweet spot I found is around 1% per trade. This allows you to grow your account steadily while staying under the radar from prop firm scrutiny. So furthermore, risking 1% per day is a sound strategy because it helps you avoid hitting your daily loss limit. Risking only 1% per day is a good approach because it helps you to accommodate for potential slippages, weekend gaps, news releases, and spread fluctuations that could lead to exceeding your maximum daily loss of 5%.
That's some helpful advice.
Actually, that one's really good. Shit, I may use that.
But I've seen traders with perfect 1% risk still blow their accounts. Why? Because they make one fatal error that destroys everything they've built. Step 5 reveals the discipline mistake that separates winners from losers. Here's where discipline separates the funded traders from the forever failing crowd. Your backtested plan is your Bible. Follow it exactly. The moment you start making just this one exception or trying something different because the market looks good, you've thrown your edge out the window. Every single rule in your system exists for a reason, because the backtest proved it works. Breaking your rules even once destroys the statistical advantage you've worked so hard to build. But here's what's crazy. I've watched traders follow every single rule perfectly, pass their evaluation, and then completely destroy their funded account within 24 hours. How does that even happen? The final step I'm about to share prevents this heartbreaking scenario that nobody warns you about. Finally, here's the step nobody talks about, but everyone needs to hear. After you pass phase 1, don't immediately jump into phase 2. Take a break. Go celebrate. Step away from the charts. I've seen traders pass phase 1 in the morning and blow phase 2 by lunch because they got overexcited. The markets will still be there tomorrow, next week, or even next month. This cooling off period keeps you grounded and prevents you from getting reckless when you're feeling invincible. Look, the process really is this simple if you stop overthinking it. Build a system. Test it thoroughly. Pick the right firm, and then just stick to your plan without getting fancy. Adopt these 6 steps, take it slow, and you'll nail that evaluation. I'm genuinely rooting for you. Don't forget to check out FTMO in the pinned comment and watch this video next.